Hello and welcome again to another episode of Nerf News, your number one source for Nerf news on the net. I'm your host, Drac, and today we're talking about Mega XL. So for some reason, guys, every time we talk about Mega XL, I can't help but in the back of my mind, I'm like, chicks dig giant robots. And if you don't get that reference, I'm sorry, but Mega XL is clearly Hasbro's latest initiative into the wonderful world of we made more proprietary ammo because we're tired of people knocking off our ammo. So not content to have the biggest darts in town, they wanted to have even bigger darts. The unbox marketing for this, of course, leads in by saying that it's Nerf's largest mega dart ever. And it's like, yeah, you have control over that. So the Mega XL darts are, of course, bigger than a Mega Dart, which are already comically large, but smaller than a Demolisher missile. So the Demolisher missile, we now can confirm, is not a Nerf Mega Dart. Today we're going to be talking about all three of the leaked blasters, the original Mega XL blasters, and how they're a little larger than life. But before I let y'all take a ride on my big rig, I feel like we should talk to you about today's sponsor.
Karma is an app and Chrome extension that ensures you never miss a price drop.
So last year when we were starting the web store, I was looking for a lot of shelving units to hold the printers for the blasters, and they're really expensive. So I ended up adding them to Karma, and within a couple of months, they went on sale for, I think, 22% or so, and that 22% savings extrapolated over 8 storage racks wound up being exactly what we needed to place our first bulk order of custom color PLA, which was pretty big game getting the company off the ground. So I'm a Chrome user, which means that downloading Karma is super mega level easy. It's a simple extension. Once you add it to Chrome, you can go through and you can use it on virtually any web store that you usually shop on. Here you can see that I'm looking for the new GoPro, and it's still pretty pricey, so we're going to go ahead and add it to one of my lists. And that's really my favorite way to use Karma. It works on mobile and your regular Chrome browser, and it lets you kind of add things to different wish lists. In this case, I've got different lists for the channel. I've got different lists for things that I want personally, different retailers that I go to. Sometimes you need a potato, you know how it is. And occasionally I'll get pings either via email or text letting me know what's on sale so that I can purchase it later. When you're checking out at retailers, Karma will scan the web for different coupon codes and apply them automatically at your checkout, saving you even more money.
Keep in mind that the coupon feature is a special feature only available on your desktop, so the Chrome extension is an absolute must.
And depending upon what retailers are most popular to you, they'll reward you with something called Karma Cash, which is like their built-in reward system. Overall, I'm a big fan of the system. It's an absolutely free browser extension that ultimately saves you money, and that's free money that you can spend on more blasters, darts, or event transport fees. Whatever you happen to be looking to do in the foam flinging space, everybody likes a little bit of extra cash in their pocket, right guys?
You can download the free Karma extension for your Chrome app by clicking on the link in the description box down below.
Thanks, Karma. Now let's talk about the big rig, of course. So the big rig, all joking, trucking jokes aside, is a single shot Mega XL pistol. It seems to be the entry vector for the Mega XL line. We'll talk about the shotgun and the revolver later on, but so far we only have really kind of compact pistol entries, but it's hard to say how large or small this thing is going to be. After all, these darts are ginormous, which fundamentally warps your size perspective for the blaster itself. It's pretty clear that this is going to have a single trigger, top prime style, like almost Scout IX-1 firing system, down to the storage of 2 darts that are not on board ready to fire. This will not have a smart AR, but per the marketing on the box itself, it's going to have 1 dart that you can load into the front of the blaster, move the priming slide, and pull the trigger to fire. So we know it's a stored energy blaster. We know it's not a HAMP. And then it's going to say that it comes with 3 official Nerf Mega XL foam darts that make a whistling sound as they streak through the air. Just telling you that there's going to be onboard dart storage for that so that you can reach to reload fast. But that's the Mega Big Rig. I don't think that there's a ton to talk about in terms of it performance-wise because we just don't know. One thing that's interesting is that this muzzle device sitting on the front of the blaster is actually the barrel for the blaster, which tells us that as opposed to what we're used to, which is the dart kind of being set inside the blaster, that barrel sticking out, the chungus of a blaster here, is kind of betraying that there's going to be a monster plunger tube in this. And while it's only ages 8 and up, which means that we should be expecting FPS of about 70 and ranges of, 30 feet. To shoot a projectile this large, it's going to need a plunger tube to match. And that's where these like really chunky, cartoonishly, almost comical sort of body styles are coming from. And other than that, I mean, I think that the deco looks okay. This aesthetic is fine. It almost looks Super Soaker esque to me. The use of what appears to be almost like, what's it called? What's it called when you texture sheet steel? It's not knurling, but it doesn't remove any material. Anyway, the way that they've done the XL pattern on the hand grip scales definitely reminds me of that. And it seems like with names like Big Rig and the heckin' Hulk smash logo punch embossed through the shell, like they're definitely leaning hardcore into like thick marketing. So I anticipate that the performance will be pretty minimal from what we're used to. It's definitely not a performance blaster, but I'm gonna give these the full benefit of the doubt. I think that they look cool. Looks like something that Lil Bow Wow would pull out of the garage in Tokyo Drift. Like, I mean, it is a serious sort of a comically cartoonishly large oversized darts, oversized pistol sort of thing. And as long as, you know, you're honest about it and up front, I think that that's fine. Now, the ammo, based on other leaks that we've seen, is going to be pretty horrendously expensive. But if you think about them more like Demolisher missiles and less like traditional darts, despite the fact that they cost very little to make compared to Demolisher missiles, $1 a dart isn't going to be the end of the world. I think it's obscene unless you're kind of approaching this from like this is my special weapon, this is my shield breaker, this is my scenario HVZ gun, whatever you want to call it or do with it. Like, I think that the ammo, while being the most fun part about this from a stock sense, is actually the least exciting part of this, and we'll get to that later. But the Big Rig, I'm going to guess, and I'm going to make a guess on all of these, and who knows if I'll be right. I'm going to guess that the Big Rig comes in at 20 bucks. I think that Mega XL blasters are going to have Mega XL price tags, because why wouldn't they? I mean, that's where we're at these days. So I think that this one's going to be the cheapest. I think that it's going to come in at 20 bucks. I think that it's going to be a fine blaster. It's interesting. Like I said, I like the industrial Mega aesthetic, and I think that everything else about it it's toy enough. Again, it's got real Super Soaker reboot vibes in terms of the overall aesthetic, plus a logo that's going to be super obnoxious but in your face, but that's what you want. Now onto the big boys, the big guns, so to speak. They're all big guns, let's be honest. They're Mega XL. Over here we've got the Double Crusher and the Boom Dozer. They all sound like they could be monster truck names, guys, and I can't wait for somebody to turn the Boom Dozer into the Kill Dozer. I don't know why I keep jumping into like movie trailer coming soon to a theater near you voice. I can't help myself. They're just that big. They're that in your face. So we get the same knurling on both of these guys. Obviously, the Double Crusher is a 2-shot SWAT gun, and it's going to have onboard storage in the back. I anticipate that onboard dart storage is going to be mirrored, but if you look really closely at it, it actually seems like there's not a ton of room sunk into this stock, so it might only be on the one side. And if we look really closely, it might be like a straight through and through. So it might only be 2 darts in the back that you get to store. And of course, you get 2 darts in the front, as opposed to the previous pistol power pack and punch alliteration. I ran out of alliteration, guys. As opposed to the predecessor, I think that this middle range kind of shotgun compact is going to have either a smart AR system or some virtue by which it switches from one barrel to another. I imagine that they would not be using this bottom barrel as like a reloading bay. I think that this is going to be 2 shots, and you'll get some serious. A lot of these would fit into the Fast and Furious universe, I feel like. While you wouldn't be shooting them into space, this looks like the kind of thing that a trucker from the first movie would have had. So you've got your sawed-off shotgun here. Nothing is stronger than family. Again, I want to point out that these are real triggers, so I think that they're going to have stored energy. There was some rumors that these are going to be hamps, but if they were hamps, I feel like the triggers wouldn't be a different color. I imagine that there will be gears inside, which means that these are going to be tough to torque down. And you really, in this picture being a real product photo and not like a render for retailers, you get a good look at that logo, which is the only unfortunate thing. This logo is so in your face, so serious, and it actually looks like it's not a paint job. It's going to be like a plastic inset. That paint jobs on these is going to be really difficult. Like you're going to have a hard time working around the Mega XL logo while you're doing your dry brushing or trying to turn these into like a diesel punk Mad Max blaster or something. that fits your in-game LARP, which is where I think that these will really shine, or your HVZ theme. And now we can, so I'm gonna go ahead and say tentatively that I think that this one's gonna be either $25 or $30. And then we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about the Boomdozer, which is easily my favorite of the bunch. It appears to be a 5-shot revolver, because how are you gonna fit more shots in a revolver? The darts are so big. Another good aside, in Spanish, these darts are called dardos, which makes them sound kind of chunky. I like that. Anyway, you've got the same sort of aesthetic. You're gonna have that monster plunger tube, although in this case, the cylinder does have to be the barrels. So this might be the lowest performing one, but of course it is the highest onboard capacity, holding 5 darts at once and articulating through its prime. I think that this is gonna be the best one. It's definitely going to be my favorite, given my prevalence for revolving action. Again, there's nothing you can do about that logo. The paint jobs are going to be really, really rough in that regard, and I would not be surprised if that's intentional from the mothership. I'm just really hoping that you can pop it out, as opposed to it being solvent welded in there like a lot of the multi-stacked plastics in the past. That would be a real crying shame. Interestingly enough, this one is a pump action revolver, which we don't get very often. I'm not going to even speculate as to whether or not it has slam fire. It would be kind of cool if it had slam fire, but it seems largely unnecessary when the gimmick is already built in. You're shooting, darts bigger than mega darts. It's going to be ridiculous. I think the Boomdozer is the coolest one. I really like the idea of some sort of revolver that's so chunky it needs pump action to function. And again, I think that we're really misconstruing the sense of scale that these things are going to be, given that they're just photos right now. I think that they're going to have full-size grips, because they have to have full-size grips. And with darts this size, I think that they're just going to be larger than we think. I think that given that nobody's gotten their hands on the Mega XL darts, it's hard to imagine that they're not just like, maybe they're a little bit bigger than Mega. But these are going to be huge. The only other thing that I want to say, though, in regards to these, and the reason that I'm keeping such an open mind, by the way, I think that the Boomdozer's coming in at $40. Open to the possibility of being wrong, but the revolver mechanism is going to be complicated, and at $1 a dart, the fact that they have to give you at least 5 means that we're going up and up and up in the world. So I am a big fan of this line for multiple reasons. One, I think that in a world where Hasbro clearly isn't interested, and I'm not even dogging them for this anymore, in a world where they're clearly not interested in making quality production like performance blasters, it's really nice to see them leaning into their roots, what they do very well, which is gimmicks and kind of special lines of funky stuff. So I am excited to get my hands on the Flip series blasters. I think that those might be cartoonish, quirky fun for basement battles. And I'm excited to get my hands on the new ammo type, because whereas most of the ammo types are DRM'd these days, and I have massive issues with the ultra marketing and construction of the polyprop darts. I think that the Mega XL darts are clearly being designed as goofy fun scenario roleplay fun, or just larger ammo that presents less of a choking hazard for children and is easier for them to articulate with tiny hands. Given the 8 and up rating for this toy, I think that that's entirely possible too, but it looks like fun. It looks like fun, and I love having fun with blasters. I love trying new blasters, and I really think that Mega XL could be cool. As an aside, anything that shoots high, high weight ammo has to have the power to shoot that ammo. And so if it has the power to shoot that ammo, and you neck it down for smaller darts, we're starting to get into original Mega Dart, kind of old school Whistler suction cup dart territory, where if you've made a powerhouse revolver that fires darts, that are an inch in diameter or whatever they may be, then when I neck that down for an Adventure Force Pro Dart or something, I imagine we're going to get some serious power. Unless they're DRM to heck and back, in which case I'm going to be heartbroken. But the tinker in me will find a way.
Life finds a way.
So anyway, with that, guys, that's my thought. Which one is most interesting to you? Do you like the revolver? Do you like the shotgun? Do you like the single shot pistol? What do you think is going to be the best entry vector, the best value for the money? I think that making single shot NIC pistols out of the pistol is going to be really cool. I think that scenario revolvers with the Boomdozer are going to be crazy fun. I think that I'm going to see a lot of LARP dudes messing with the Double Crusher and turning it into something for Fallout themed garbage blasters. I have no idea, but I want to give another huge thank you to Karma for sponsoring this video. Always helps. Love having sponsors for the news segments because they deserve it. They deserve a little bit of love. And huge thank you to you guys for watching. I really do read every comment. Let me know which one of these you are most excited for, or if you think that, like, is Mega XL cool? Do you like the idea of Ginormo darts, or do you think it's going to be a flop? Anyway, that's just my take. I've been here too long rambling already as is. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Nerf News. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.